straight ahead on the Drift. We step aboard the flagship of North Coast boats, a beauty. Then we're at the helm with BoatUS, learning tailoring tips that'll keep you safely hooked up wherever the road takes you. Our partners at Boat Outfitters hook up our project boat with some awesome new gear. And we find out what's behind the success of BoatUS Magazine and how it's keeping boaters informed, inspired, and on course. Then we drift above twin beacons standing tall off Cape Ann. It's all ahead on the Drift.
Hello and welcome to The Drift. I'm your host, Sierra Goodwill.
There's no better way to drift into the Newport International Boat Show than aboard the new 415 HT. It's all the boating buzz, and for good reason.
John from Full Keel Marine, of course we find you aboard a North Coast, and this one is the king of all North Coast boats, right? What are we aboard?
It sure is. Yeah, we're aboard, today we're aboard the North Coast of 415 HT model. This is hull number 6, and it's actually the first hull of the cruising model for this lineup of 415s.
Take me through the amenities. What makes it great?
Oh, it makes it great.
It's a long list.
It's a long list. It's a long list. So this boat is really built only a couple ways. Standard features include everything up to a seakeeper. It is standard. It's what the boat comes with. 9 kW generator. But what really sets this boat apart from everything else is the construction, the quality, the finish, and the ride. You know, it's really unmatched in its class.
Mm-hmm. And what I love about it, anybody who knows me knows I love a classic Downeast design. This boat has got that here, right? Rigged for fishing, rigged for entertaining. You know, I'm not a fishing guy.
Yep.
I like to, you know, there's two things about how I
cruising.
boat. I'm a cruising guy.
Yep,
I like cigars and whiskey. The only thing we cut on our boats is cheese for the crackers. You know, but this thing can handle both, right?
Yeah, it really can. Yeah, and this one here coming in as a cruising model.
Power?
Yeah, power quad 300 Yamaha V6 4.2 liters. We've got full integrated steering, Helmmaster EX joystick, coupled with a bow thruster. This boat's going to top out around 56 miles per hour, fully loaded. Yeah, yep.
There's nothing like an awesome sort of galley up here, wide open for entertaining to aft.
Yeah, you've got a very, very generous pilot station here and helm station, and fully equipped with Raymarine's latest technology with Yacht Sense, and this whole boat now is just controlled right from here on the screens, and you can activate all your lighting, your switching. So yeah, it really made it quite easy to operate and also, as you can see, maintain.
Because as you know, John, most of the time you're in the stance that you're in.
That's it.
You're at the helm, you're turning back here, you're entertaining, you've got folks back here, you're having a good old time.
Absolutely, yeah.
It really fits that bill. All right, can't wait to see what's below.
Absolutely.
I love that new boat smell.
Yeah.
Here it is.
Yeah, it sure is.
Below. This is
awesome. Yeah, down below. I think one of the best features here is the layout, the space design offers a full head, full standing shower. It transitions aft down to the aft cabin, which hosts a nice little twin, and that's actually a full queen off to starboard size bunk. And there's a nice little sitting area. Very generous space up forward here. Very comfortable, again. And what I love about this is you get the side access to get up. You're not having to just crawl over.
And again, with your galley up,
that's it.
That's where you're living.
That's where you're living.
So Full Keel Marine, moving these incredible North Coast boats. What else you provide?
Full Keel started on service. Began in 2015. It's our 10th anniversary, and now we're coupled up with Yamaha as a partner as well. Full line dealer in Yamaha engines, outboards, installs. We got 2 locations for service, one in Wakefield, Rhode Island, one in North Kingstown. And we got one heck of a team behind us.
For more information on the complete North Coast Boats line, visit driftsociably.com or find us on social media at Drift Sociably.
Like, follow, share, subscribe, and drift sociably with us.
Coming up, quick trailering tips to keep you hooked up on the road. It's all straight ahead on The Drift, the social place for boaters.
The Drift is brought to you by BoatUS, Sociably, and Subaru of New England. At the Helm is brought to you by BoatUS. Better boating starts here.
Welcome back to the social place for boating, The Drift. And now we're at the helm with BoatUS.
Hi, I'm Mike Vadalero with BoatUS Magazine, and today I'll take you through a quick 12-point checklist to get your boat and trailer ready to hit the road. All right, so the first thing you'll notice is we're not at the ramp. We just pulled the boat out after a fun day on the water, and we're trying to prep it for the return trip home. Being away from the ramp allows us the time to do that without interfering with any other ramp users and their fun on the water. Before working through the checklist, I'm gonna go ahead and pull the drain plug. You wanna get in the habit of doing this as close to the ramp as possible so that any water that comes out has a chance to return to the source. That way, if there's aquatic invasive species in your area, they don't get the chance to travel with you. Depending on your location, there may be clean, drain, dry rules that you need to follow. My next steps are going to be secure and stow anything on the boat that needs to be put away before we hit the road. On this boat, that usually means collapsing the bimini, securing it to the arch, putting away fenders and other items like life jackets. Basically, you're gonna want to stash away anything that can't withstand a tropical storm force breeze, which is what your boat experiences if you drive it down the highway. So at this point, you're probably itching to get on the road, but it's important to take your time and work through the checklist. Try and get in the habit of doing the same steps in the same order each time so you don't skip one. So first, I'm gonna use the transom tie downs to secure the boat. You wanna make sure that your transom tie downs are snug, but not too tight. Starting at the front of the boat, we're gonna double check all the connections between the truck and the trailer. The drawbar pin should still be in place, secured with either a cotter pin or in this case locked in place. We've got our trailer tongue, it's locked down, pin is in place. We're gonna move on to our safety chains, or in this case cables, make sure they're still where they're supposed to be. The e-brake cable, make sure it's hanging and still running free. And finally, double check that your trailer lights are connected and it's nice and tight. These wiggle loose over long trips. Last, we're gonna pay attention to our trailer winch and bow eye, or really the winch strap and the bow eye. You wanna make sure that you've tightened this so that the boat is firmly up against this post. That minimizes any bouncing as you travel down the road, which can actually flex the trailer tongue and weaken it over time. And if you have a safety chain, it's a good time to go ahead and connect that up as well. I'm headed to the back of the boat to confirm that my trailer lights are working. I've turned on the vehicle's flashers. This is the easiest way to confirm that all the functions of your lights are working with just one person. Next, we're going to turn our attention to the trailer wheels and tires. Walk around both sides of the boat and look underneath the fenders and on the wheels for any signs of grease. Trailer bearings that are starting to go bad tend to overheat, and the motion of the wheel tends to fling grease around, and that can be an early warning sign of a serious problem. While you're down here, take a second to examine the sidewalls of your tires for bulges or damage. If your tires look low, go ahead and get your tire gauge out, double check your tire pressure. The max tire pressure is gonna be right here on the sidewall, and please understand it's gonna be a lot higher than for a car or truck. Don't forget to check the tire pressure in your spare as well. And if you're someone who trailers frequently, you may want to consider investing in a 12-volt air pump. One additional item that's not on my checklist, but is probably on the checklist for most of you with outboard or stern drive powered boats. If you didn't already tilt it up when you were coming up the ramp, now's a good time to go ahead and get that skeg up away from that pavement. And if you use a transom lockdown or a prop tie down, go ahead and install that as well. So that's it for our walk around. All that's left to do is hop in the truck and head home.
Better boating starts at BoatUS.com. Visit them for more helpful boating tips.
Ahead, our friends at Boat Outfitters hook up our project boat. And now you can get the drift anytime on our social platforms at Drift Sociably, on the web at driftsociably.com, and catch full episodes on our YouTube channel at Drift Sociably. Catch the drift in long form with the Drift podcast, available on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you catch your favorite podcast. Like, follow, share, subscribe, and drift sociably with the Drift, the social place for boaters.
Our project boat is really coming along.
And this time, John's turning to the pros for the gear and equipment that'll make all the difference.
Our friends at Boat Outfitters are hooking us up. The old Aquasport 225, well, she's getting all the goodies. So on our Aquasport, we always had an issue. We'd be here doing a little partying, right in the bow. We've got this chair here, but we never had a table here. We always had to find a place to put our drinks and eat our food. Well, guess what? Boat Outfitters came up with a solution. It's an easy retrofit, and the table that connects, not only does it connect, it folds and unfolds. So it folds up to allow us to walk around it, and unfolds to allow for the stuff. And here's the stuff. Little bottle of white, coffee, perfect space for a cutting board. And what it does is it turns this place into a place for entertaining, and we like that. Now the bar, that's another thing, and Boat Outfitters hooked us up there as well. Come check it out. They call it the Docktail Bar. And how's this for a quick addition? Right into the fishing pole holder, and it makes a perfect place for alcohol bottles, soda bottles, maybe even an ice bucket for easy access. The best way to serve a party aboard. Boat Outfitters also provides a number of easy to install cabinets. If you're a fisherman, it could be a great place for fishing tackle and other supplies. So if you're like us, you're always looking for a place for that fire extinguisher, well, check this out. Easy to install cabinet designed specifically for a fire extinguisher. It's the perfect way to keep that safety equipment stowed away. So here's an old busted up hatch. We've had this one on the Aquasport since she was new. We're gonna send our rough measurements out to Boat Outfitters, and their shop will provide custom hatches to our specs. Can't wait. Thanks, Boat Outfitters, for giving our old project boat a little bit of boating bling.
And as always, there's more project boat info and DIY tips at driftsociably.com and at Drift Sociably on social media. So like, follow, share, subscribe, and drift sociably with us. And now it's time for From the Cast, always an informative slice from the Drift podcast.
This time, John explores how BoatUS Magazine became the go-to authority for boaters.
Kelsey, you are the youngest at BoatUS Magazine, which, by the way, is one of my favorite reads and always has been. One of the few actual magazines that I still get. There's something about BoatUS Magazine that you just wanted in hard copy.
We hear that a lot, actually.
Yeah.
We hear people say all the time that it's one of the only magazines that they still subscribe to, that it's one of the main reasons that they're BoatUS members in the first place, of all the member benefits, that their number one pick is the magazine, and that people just love the print, the physical.
You want to sit on the bow of your boat on a nice summer's afternoon on the water, and you want to flip through the magazine.
It's it's something different.
You don't want to, you get your phone, your device, you're trying to read off your device, it's bright, it's sunny. I love it. Tell me about the first time you picked it up. When was the first time you got your hands on BoatUS Magazine?
Honestly, it's probably been floating around my life ever since I was a little kid.
Same here.
Yeah, I grew up boating, and my childhood home was always full of boating magazines. I was a big good old boat person when I was a little kid, and this was just one of those magazines that was always just around the house, on the coffee table, something to pick up and flip through, or on the nav desk of whatever boat we were taking out that day. It's just been around my life.
What is your title at the magazine?
I am the associate editor at Current.
Associate editor. So as youngest on the masthead of this magazine, do you know the history?
I
How did
know
it all
some
start?
history. And so BoatUS has been around for longer than BoatUS Magazine. BoatUS stands for Boat Owners Association of the United States, so we're a membership association. The magazine really started out kind of as a newsletter. We were doing these BoatUS reports. We also had BoatUS Seaworthy, and it was all these kind of smaller, shorter publications that were news and safety tidbit. That was content that was really based in BoatUS's mission as a safety organization and as an insurance organization, really informing people about, hey, these are the things that are causing insurance claims on boats, and we know that because we have the data, and talking about all sorts of legislation that was affecting boaters. It was really that just core news. And then it grew into this much larger, full color, beautiful magazine. Obviously, we're still very rooted in safety and education,
Right.
But we get to, on top of that, have these beautiful lifestyle features to inspire people.
Tell me about how the magazine's used to convey some of the BoatUS Foundation information that's so important.
So in the front of the magazine, we divide the magazine, the book, into kind of three major sections. There's the front section, which is our stakeholder section, and then there's the middle, which is all of our features. And then the back is our practical boater. That's all of our DIY how-to seamanship.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
See, I learned this. Usually I just flip through and
Yeah.
I'm like, so there's a method to all of this.
And so that front of the book, that's kind of our stakeholder section, there's a BoatUS Foundation column that is in every single issue.
It's so refreshing to see a publication that's still around doing this in-depth kind of research and reporting. There's so much out there that just gets slapped onto social and onto the internet, and it doesn't have the roots that this magazine has. I mean, this is a pleasure to read, and the information is fantastic.
And I think people appreciate that. I think that's one of the reasons that so many people still get it in print, because BoatUS has over 700,000 members. Every single member receives the magazine, and when you sign up for a membership, you can opt between if you want print or digital. So you can get this digitally. But of the over 700,000 members, 625,000 of them opt for print.
And the best way, if you're a boater and own a boat, the best way to get BoatUS Magazine is to get a BoatUS membership, obviously.
Yes.
And certainly you should have a towboat US membership. Best money spent on the water. And even if you just like to read about boats, right? Get the membership and you get the magazine.
Yeah, and we make sure there's something for everyone. We make sure that whether you have a 15-foot boat or a 75-foot boat, there's going to be stuff for you in there. Whether you're sail, power, fishing, water skiing, whatever it is you do, we make sure that we have content that's going to appeal to you.
Awesome, Kelsey. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Just ahead, we drift above Old Saybrook's twin lighthouses on the Drift, the social place for boating.
Drift Above is brought to you by Subaru of New England.
Our friends at Subaru of New England take us on an amazing ride above with spectacular views of the lakes, waterways, wildlife, and seashores that we love.
Rising just a mile off the coast of Rockport, Massachusetts, Thatcher Island is home to one of New England's most striking sights. Two identical granite towers standing side by side against the Atlantic sky. Known as the Twin Lights, they've guided mariners since 1771, making this one of the few locations in America with a pair of operating lighthouses on a single island. As we drift above, you can see why. The twin towers sit perched high on rugged ledges, framed by crashing waves in the deep blues of Cape Ann. Built by the British before the Revolution, the first lights were simple wooden structures. But after being destroyed during the war, the U.S. government rebuilt them in 1861 using locally quarried granite, each tower soaring over 120 feet tall.
For centuries, the Thatcher Island Lights have been a crucial navigational landmark, helping sailors distinguish this stretch of coastline from other harbors. In the days before GPS and radar, the sight of twin beacons flashing across the horizon meant safety and home. Today, the island is a National Historic Landmark maintained by the Thatcher Island Association and the town of Rockport. It's a view that connects past and present, one only truly appreciated when you drift above. Drift above more of our amazing coast at driftsociably.com and at driftsociably on social media. Thanks for joining us, drifters. We'll catch you again right here next time, and maybe out on the water. It's the social place for boating, The Drift. For more like this, like, follow, share, and subscribe to The Drift at Drift Sociably, or visit us at driftsociably.com. For all of us here at The Drift, I'm Sierra Goodwill. Drift Sociably. Get the drift?
The Drift is brought to you by BoatUS, Sociably, and Subaru of New England.